One of the candidates this year was Wikipedia. Hey, our disks are full, with needing to use the delete button. And they managed to, it was quite impressive, they managed to delete, in less than 10 minutes, to delete their 1 million articles. Quite impressive. And consistent, has to say. Some politicians have genuine problems. Claudia Rothi had a reason to leave the Green Party in Germany, who had killed a fish, beaten a fish to death in a cookery program, and that really doesn't work. If it's something you can't do if you're in the Green Party, and certainly not on live TV.
And Claudia Roth, anyway, is the person who would jump at any camera and get her picture in there. Another wonderful case of a lame excuse was Obama, who had promised before the election he would close Guantanamo Bay in a year. That year's over now. Guantanamo is still open. The excuse was there was a lack of money. They didn't have the money to close down Guantanamo because the inmates would have to be put somewhere, and the money was not got through Congress. Another nice excuse was that when papers were leaked about the practices of various telephone and internet providers, they were asked to release those papers and said, no, we can't, our customers would be too shocked. If the FBI goes to a company such as AT&T and wants a surveillance operation, it's about money. Who pays for this was the question, and that was what the request to release those papers under Freedom of Information was about. So, another candidate for the Lame Excuse Award were the police people who were against identification numbers. Here's a photo from a Berlin police unit with the sticker at the helmet. And then we have a British police person, police paramedic. You don't want to be killed by them, do you? And when the accusers went like, well, the ideas would be read wrongly and police people could actually be identified. Yes, that's the point, yes.
A hot candidate was a Catholic church that was unbelievable. So they said that the abuse of child is not that bad because there are a maximum of 5% of the priests are involved in this. So if you consider how many priests are in the Catholic Church, well, so the winner this year is most definitely AT&T. AT&T excused itself that they could not say anything about how they work together with the NSA because they said there's a law that they don't need to publish this data if this is an interagency process. So and the NSA just declared that AT&T is an agency, so this way they didn't have to publish the data.
This is probably correct. This is the truth, apparently. Now, the last award in this category, the Balls of Steel Award, yeah, the Balls of Steel Award, which every year is very nice and the audience loves it. One of the candidates for this was this Protestant for Greenpeace in Russia for environmental protection and separation of garbage. But the Russians didn't really understand a lot of humor. And then we have this unknown performance artist who connected carrots with an alarm clock. And then we figured out that if you take on a costume, that could be pretty harsh on you. Your personal information, please. Identify yourself. What is it you have in your bag here? And what is that down there? And around your neck? Well, and then we have a non-dated picture from the press. We thought it's in Greece, but apparently it's from Seattle. Somebody who wanted to be a little bit more sportive in demonstrations.
Ganz ernsthaft,
seriously, an important candidate of the people who demonstrated in Copenhagen. They were expecting violence from the cops, and they went nonetheless and were arrested in great numbers. Respect-worthy. And the honourable mention in this category goes to the hemp farmers of the USA who went to the Drug Enforcement Agency and planted hemp on the lawn in front of the DEA. You can see the sign below right. Hemp is not a drug. That's something that the DEAs weren't entirely in agreement with. And the winner of the Balls of Steel prize and the end of our show is someone who genuinely used his right to a phone call when he was arrested. And he was taken to a Guantanamo. He said that he needed to phone his uncle, and his uncle was Al Jazeera, to whom he made his phone call. He's the winner of the prize. And that's the end of the show.
Okay, thank you very much for listening to the translated feed. We hope you enjoyed the show. This translation was brought to you by Julian, Volti,
Josh Robinson,
Yankee,
and Sebastian.
Please ensure that you provide feedback on the schedule website. Go to the wiki for the 26C3. Click on the Fnord Youth Show, and there's a comment field on the right that allows you to submit feedback. Please provide feedback how we could do it better.
or you can also call talk.
Thank you very much.